time to invite Dr. Rashmi Jeta. He is an academician who is very, very authentic, original in his research, in his outlook, and in his concern for his fellow students. He always champions the cause of students. He is also a noted filmmaker, but today we have him as a teacher of eminence. Over to Dr. Rashmi Jeta.
Thank you, Braj, for giving me this opportunity to be a part of in the list of eminent speakers. I just heard many of the speakers speak so well, and they covered so many major issues. Since we are running short of time, I'll keep my thoughts confined to one or two basic points. You see, I have a personal experience of having an academic journey from Delhi to a place which is very remote, where I've been in a company of best of the students of the country to the weak learners. And then I have realized that teachers have a different task to perform and a different challenge to meet. See, this is a challenge away from the jargons that we have studied in big universities and colleges. Now, we confront with situation in the classroom where only a few students understand what you teach. You know, most of the students, they are slow learners, they are weak learners, they do not understand the hackneyed way of teaching, or we can say the archaic and the obsolete way of teaching. There is a need for all the teachers to undergo the whole concept of, the modus operandi of teaching. One has to develop the knowledge as power and alternative methodology to go out to the students and to get into the heart of the students so that you can produce maximum result from a class. Now, there is a concept called that you are a teacher in the classroom. My concept is, it does not run into consonance with this kind of a concept. I basically believe that you are a friend of your student within the classroom, and outside the classroom, you are a teacher. You see, within the classroom, when you are a teacher, then you can interact with the students. You can allow students to ask questions to you, to be reasonable, to raise rational questions, and then you must answer those questions. That is also a task of a teacher. It is important for all the teachers to undergo change. Now, for the reason, there is another important reason. You see, in the last 10 years, the whole concept of teaching and learning have undergone huge change. Now we have social media, we have WhatsApp history, we have Facebook history. Earlier, the students used to have a blank sheet and the teachers used to impinge the ideas on their mind, and the students used to learn what the teachers will teach. But now it is just on the contrary. The contrary is that students have already concocted the fabricated piece of knowledge with them in the mind. You do not have to dispel darkness. You also have to renew the whole process of teaching and learning, because they already know, maybe wrong, what you teach right. So it is a greater task to perform for a teacher. So what I think, in brief, in compendium, that we are having a different task altogether. Now, I always used to mention, and I still mention, that the average of 20 and 30 would always not be 25. It can be 24 also when it comes to time and distance. I, being a professor of history, I would be giving examples of math. But the point is, you have to make your students understand knowledge is power. Alternative learning is very important. Alternative methodology of teaching students is very important, whether it is English or Hindi or whatever subject it is, you have to make them understand. So this is what is a very, very difficult task. And this task is to be understood by the teachers. The rest is all right. The legacy is there. The cultural acculturation is there. The morality is there. Everything stays as it was. That we have to teach. The discipline, the punctuality, all those things go in the name of teaching. That we have to do, and we have to shoulder the responsibility. But the new responsibility, whether it is school or in college, has to be understood by a teacher. Thank you, Braj. Over to you.
Thank you, Dr. Rashmi Jeta. You have made a very valid point of a holistic view and enabling the students not only to learn more and more, also unlearn and relearn.